Good morning again. Thank you so much for being here. This program is our second year that it has been a cooperative affair between the City of Prescott and the Prescott VA organization. We thank you so much for taking time out on your Tuesday to be a part of something that's very important to all of us as Americans today. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Donna Jacobs, who is the director of the Veterans Health Center here in Prescott. Donna, say hello to all of our local folks, and then we'll have Dr. Ayers from Embry-Riddle will do a few minutes with us. So Donna Rhodes, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Happy Veterans Day. I'm honored to be standing here in front of you on behalf of our 1,700 employees and volunteers for Northern Arizona VA healthcare system. We want to say thank you to all of our veterans who have served and to all of those that are continuing to serve today. I'm privileged to introduce two wonderful veterans that are going to be Grand Marshals, 2 out of the 4 Grand Marshals today. And they are pretty darn distinguished veterans, I'm here to tell you. Mr. Dan Akey and Mr. George Dorshak. Mr. Dorshak is a U.S. Army World War II veteran who served from 1942 to 46. He received many awards during his time in service, and one of the most remarkable things today is Mr. Dorshak turns 100. So, yes, absolutely. We also have a very special Grand Marshal. Mr. Dan Akey is a U.S. Marine World War II Navajo code talker. Yes. Mr. Akey and his family reside in the Tuba City area. Mr. Akey served from 1939 to 1945. He achieved the rank of Sergeant Major before he was honorably discharged from the Marine Corps. Sergeant Major Akey also received the highest medal in the U.S. military, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Yeah. And believe it or not, today is his birthday as well, and he turns 94. So we want to wish both of those veterans happy birthday. And again, thank you to all the veterans and all the families as well that support those veterans each and every day, as well as those that are serving. We know this is a family affair, and we thank all of you for that. It is an honor to work at the Prescott VA serving our dedicated men and women. So again, this is a very special day, but for us, Veterans Day is every day. But we appreciate everyone coming out today to honor our deserving men and women. Thank you.
I'm just going to butt in really quick because we were talking about birthdays. We have another birthday today, Donna Jacobs. It's her birthday today, and I heard she's 29, so thank you for all that you've done in your services.
Thanks, Donna, and happy birthday. How many birthdays do we have in the audience? Get your hands up. Whether it really is or not, put your hands up. We're okay. We have the pleasure in Prescott, Arizona, of being the domicile that Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We call them Prescott University, and I think that the time is moving past this. They're starting to accept that fact that they're Prescott University. So it's my pleasure, the Chancellor of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Dr. Hall.
Good morning. First, let me ask all the veterans who are in the crowd today, either stand or raise your hand, and let's all recognize all of you. At Embry-Riddle, we take great pride in our veterans, those who have served and those who will serve. We have a student body of about 2,000 students, of which over 300 are in the Reserve Officer Training Corps, many of whom you'll see marching by today, who will be serving our country, and they've all signed up to serve their country in a time of war. They're brave, smart young people. We also have over 250 veterans who we have the privilege to help them achieve an education after serving their country proudly and move on to new lives. So at Embry-Riddle, we consider ourselves not a military-friendly campus, but a campus that honors our veterans and honors those who serve and those who will serve. This is a very special day. My wife and I both are veterans. We are both sons and daughters of veterans, and our son is a first lieutenant about to be captain in the 101st Airborne.
Yeah! Yay!
And so in our family, military service seemed to have stuck, but it's a great thing. It's also a very special day. If you'll notice why we're gathered here at this hour and this moment, the armistice of World War I, there had to be a stop to the fighting, and in a period when the telegraph was the only real means of communication, and when everything was done by word of mouth, they needed a distinctive time to finish the war. And so they decided that the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month would be what would be passed out to all the troops in 12 or 13 languages over a 500-mile front to end hostilities. President Eisenhower made that day Armistice Day, Veterans Day, to honor our veterans, and that's why we gather here on this particular day. We are privileged also to make I'm privileged to make a couple introductions of veterans who will be riding in the front of the parade as Grand Marshals. And I'd like to share with you that we'll be honoring Mr. Richard Duncan, who served in the Navy during the Vietnam War. He was assigned to the USS Ozark, and he is a plank owner in the USS Ozark, and I think all the Navy folks here will probably understand that. A Petty Officer 3rd Class, and then spent 2 tours in Vietnam. So for Mr. Duncan, Petty Officer Duncan, how about a round of applause?
Yes.
We'd also like to honor Mr. Bruce Bates. He served in Vietnam in 71 and 72 as a corpsman on Huey helicopters, and he will be riding in the front of the parade as well. And all of us who have served since the Vietnam War know that we stand on the shoulders of the giants who served in Vietnam. And today we're honoring those Vietnam veterans, and we're very, very proud to honor them. So having a round of applause for Sergeant Bates as well. I have one other brief introduction to make, and I'd like him to say a couple words to us. We're very privileged today to have the commander of the Arizona Army National Guard, General Bill Hall, with us. General Bill Hall comes to us with a 27-year service to his country in the National Guard, and we're so proud that we had the privilege of having the National Guard fly 2 of our young ladies who are soccer players and who are also the captains of our soccer team into a soccer game in Embry-Riddle on Friday night. The National Guard and Army in Arizona is just so professional, and it was a real privilege to ride in that helicopter with our Army Guard troops. So I'd like to have General Bill Hall come to the microphone for a moment and say a couple words to you.
Good morning. On behalf of Major General McGuire, our Adjutant General, and the 5,400 soldiers and employees of the Arizona Army National Guard, happy Veterans Day. What a privilege it is for me to be here this morning and be a part of your great event. I also like to echo and ask you one more time to recognize our Vietnam veterans who did not get the welcome home that gentlemen like myself and others that have served in Iraq and Afghanistan have gotten. So if you will join me in a round of applause for our Vietnam veterans that are here today. Thank you, and look forward to a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Ayers, and thank you, General Hall. Across the street, we have the Fort Whipple, Arizona Territorial Troopers, and in just a few moments they'll be posting the colors. But At this moment, in November 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November the 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words. To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service, and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us, and because of the opportunity it has given Americans to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the Council of Nations. The original concept for the celebration was for a day observed with parades and public meetings and a brief suspension of business beginning at 11 a.m. The United States Congress officially recognized the end of World War I when it passed a concurrent resolution on June 4th, 1926, with these words. Whereas the 11th of November 1918 marked the cessation of the most destructive and far-reaching war in human annals, and the resumption by the people of the United States of peaceful relations with other nations, which we hope may never again be severed. And whereas it is fitting that the recurring anniversary of this date should be commemorated with thanksgiving and prayer and exercises designed to perpetuate peace through goodwill and mutual understandings between nations. And whereas the legislatures of 27 of our states have already declared November the 11th to be a legal holiday. Therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and the House of Representatives concurring that the President of the United States is requested to issue a proclamation calling upon the officials to display the flag of the United States on all government buildings on November the 11th, and inviting the people of the United States to observe the day in schools and churches or other suitable places with appropriate ceremonies of friendly relations with all other peoples. So today, Prescott will honor our veterans with a parade that will start at 11 a.m. I'd like to introduce the Fort Whipple, Arizona Territorial Troopers who will post our colors. Gentlemen, post the colors.
Please join me as we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you remain standing, I'd like to invite Michael Nachi to the stage to sing our national anthem. Michael?
Sorry. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, as the colors take their place at the beginning of our procession, on behalf of the VA Hospital, the City of Prescott, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and everyone here in our beautiful hometown, let's have a great Veterans Day parade. The parade will be starting momentarily. Thank you and God bless you all.